Greetings. You find yourself at this is Dartmouth in Dublin, and this is Owen's Club, and it's a strip club. It's a nice strip club. It's called Dollhouse. It's in service right now, and Owen Kilkenny has made it known to the members of Team Pagan that he would love to have a chat with them because he might need their help on a job. You find when you come downstairs, the music is blasting. It is very beautiful. It is not like corner horrible strip club. It is a very very nice, well appointed strip club. And Owen is kind of holding court in the VIP, waiting for you lot to come and see him. He has left instructions at the door to send you on your way upstairs.
Team Pagan arrives with pageantry. Okay, maybe not pageantry, but they kind of stick out. Look on the bright side. It wasn't hard to leave a physical description of who to let back. Because there's one bitch with a fucked up half her face, and there's one bitch with an eye patch.
Eye patch girl in Scarface. Yes, that's the description you probably gave.
Yeah, that's really all that's necessary. So, sure enough, with almost no difficulties in validating who they are, because they're pretty fucking distinctive. It doesn't hurt that Morgan is still wearing a wolf pelt around her waist, because, reasons. Yeah. Sooner or later, the pair of them will be directed into this VIP lounge, with Morgan, of course, in the meantime, taking a glance around and yes, noting that, in fact, this is actually a very nice strip club. This is not. This is strangely classy. Who'd have thunk?
Stairs.
Should loop one of Callie's arms. Keep her walking.
Continue staring.
There will be some mild amusement. She kind of glances at Callie's fucking flat stare and glances around at these dancers and the music and the dollar bills. First time.
Yes.
That'll do it.
Do you frequent strip clubs often then?
She kind of pauses a second. She actually pauses mid-stride and thinks about it. Really thinks about it. Ends up reaching up, kind of scratching under her jawline. Looks aside. I have no idea.
Callie doesn't say anything.
No, it's comically earnest.
There's a noticeable pause, but she doesn't say anything.
I don't think so. Huh. How about that shit? Finally kind of shakes her head and starts walking again.
We should go find Owen, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the nice gentleman wearing, well, there's a collar and there's a bow tie, and that's nice. Blink.
Stairs.
But yes, sooner or later, the pair of them will somehow traverse this dangerous landscape and make it to the VIP lounge.
Welcome, you lot. What do you think of my new digs?
Sorry, say again?
What do you think of my new digs?
Very colorful.
I thought so. That's what I invested in it.
There's a shrug. Are there any dancers going in the VIP lounge, or is that fairly peaceful?
It's fairly peaceful.
Fabulous.
There's mead.
Ooh. If there is any way to make Morgan happy, it is to bribe her with booze.
Yep, he's got honey. He's got honey whiskey and mead. He wants to see which one you drink.
And yeah, presuming that there is some sort of indication that these are in fact offerings. Oh God, what is this? I feel like this is gonna make me laugh.
I've got a business proposal for the two of you. Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah. You seem to be maybe perfectly suited for a bit of a thing that I've got to discuss.
It'll be a shrug. And Morgan is not going to hesitate, especially if it's offered and going for that the honeyed whiskey, because fuck it.
So, me and Callie didn't get off on the right foot, I understand. I'm not a good first impression type person. I hope that changes in the future, I do. But I'm not going to force the issue.
Nods. Like, okay. She's sitting there with the bottle of mead with a straw in it, doing like, like that kind of like, I am in a place that is completely alien to me and I'm just going to sit here. This is me.
So, all right, let's get to the bottom of it then. All right, I bought this place for two reasons. One is one you don't need to know about, but if you ask, I'll have to tell you. So please don't ask. Secondarily, other folks don't quite know that this place could be used as a meeting place. So if you could not spread the word, but spread the word that such a thing is possible, simply contact me first. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not why I called you lot here. I had myself a bit of a chinwag with Yuki in her situation.
Did you?
Yeah. Now,
Swigging intensifies.
I have a plan, but it's kind of crazy, and I need a little bit of help to make it work.
What kind of help?
Well, let me lay it out for you. Bit of a full gainer down the frog then. One of our problems is our friends that what all have the same fashion sense, walking around all jackbooted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What if there was something what caught their attention more than our personal selves? Yeah.
You mean like Yuki?
No, I mean there's something bigger than Yuki.
What is bigger than the potential end of the world?
The most powerful djinn ever that has ever existed, walking around Dublin.
Why would they take more interest in a djinn than the Antichrist?
Because the djinn's going to be doing stuff that makes things a bit more interesting in it. And remember, as far as they're concerned, everything that angel is a demon.
They are ignorant like that. Shrug of acceptance. Swag again.
So the plan B is this. Brass tacks. You two seem to be a bit more savvy when it comes to the other side. That bullshit war wasn't there. I'll be pretty savvy at it too, but it's a thing.
We're going to flick a glance over to Callie.
So what I would like, now remember, not asking you to engage, simply locate. That's all. Remember, it's kind of a bit of a, he's the governor, is what I'm saying. He's the toughest screw what there is, so just don't engage with him. It's a bad idea. I do need to know where he is, though. But in the finding of him, we will stir up a hornet's nest. Now, I was going to ask you, because you seem to be more savvy in that area, would it be better to suss out where he is and cause him a bit of bother, or would it be better to set up a honeypot what would bring him out into the light and in an indirect manner cause him to play merry hell with the folks that we don't have, that really are not someone that's friends with us? if you get what I mean.
I don't see why you'd have to be so indirect.
Because it's a misdirection, see. The whole point of this is so we can get location of the Archbishop and get him back here so he can lead his blokes against the blokes that's causing problems for us right now.
But will he?
Of course he will, because we're going to send an angel after him.
I have seen that man's faith completely shaken by the sheer idiocy of the people in this city. Why would he come back?
Because we're going to send an angel after him.
And why would we want to make the Jinn a target if it is doing us no ill?
It's not making it's because we can't really move freely around this place without them jackbooted psychos without looking over our shoulder. What we need to do is give them something to look at. Yeah, sure, may cause us a bit of bother, but if it's causing us a bit of bother, it's causing everyone a bit of bother.
Have you considered simply speaking to the Jinn and seeing if you might have something in common? Because I imagine that the people who believe in his ilk are those who the, prior choristers were culling out of their own number.
But see, here's the problem. Once you negotiate with him, you're in his pocket. That much I know. You don't want to be in his pocket. You don't want to be negotiating with him. You want to be something he's looking for. Or you want to stir up the hornet's nest, mind you. But you don't want to be in his pocket. You don't want to have a conversation with him. You don't want to negotiate. Because I promise you, no matter how good you think you are, he's better.
And what if it's not making a deal?
It's not a deal. Any type of conversation. This man's built on wishes and deals and all that. Right? He might put you in something, and you might not know you were in Bonnie until the end of it.
Have you spoken with these Jinn that make you so paranoid?
He's not a bleeding idiot. Look, what happened was they got released. They's wandering around. Okay? It's causing something. There's building. And one thing I know is this. If they get a chance to get a foothold, anybody, it works in gangs, it works in anything. Anybody has a chance to go to ground and gather power, they're going to become a bit of a problem. We've already got a couple of problems, but we have our own solution and problem at the same time. It's kind of a flurry, if you will.
Now, the thing that has me caught up here is that, at least to my understanding, as much as there are, and she starts ticking off on her fingers, there are angels, demons, gods, goddesses. She kind of glances sideways to Callie. Jotun, there are any number of beings that are believed in. The Jinn are one of them. And the people that believe in them are the people who are being called. Would it not be in their best interests to make sure that people continue to believe in them? That there are enough that still believe in them to justify their existence? Wouldn't it be to their best interest to do this of their own accord as opposed to being tricked into it or trapped into it, at which point they might become vengeful as opposed to doing it of their own malicious accord?
Well, I'll try to explain to you the way it was explained to me by Billy. Billy explains everything via some sort of scam, something dodgy. And the way he explained God's is, no disrespect, it's an explanation, not a reasoning, and not a belief. Got it? Way he explains him is they got this thing called feet of clay. Ever heard of it?
Called
it's
what?
Kind of like feet of clay. Basically, it works like this here. It's a confidence game. They gain power from the worship. They gain power from the worship, right? They have ultimate power over their portfolios, right? But there's things they can't do because they're powered by belief. Now, there's lesser things that don't have that problem. They don't have the confidence game. They got the power, but they got their own sort of belief in themselves. See, so they don't really need any mortals giving them nothing. You see, so Jinn is like the other thing, the littler thing. They don't need belief; they just are. Big things need belief; little things don't. Get it? It's a trickle down kind of theory.
It's easy to say, but being forgotten does make a difference.
It may be, in your case, a different sort of conversation and or reasoning. However, for my purposes, this is what I'm saying. Having targets on our back does not allow us to move freely. Having these folks running around on our books doesn't do us any favors neither. Two birds, one stone. And dollars to donuts. The folks, the blokes what's looking for us is going to see them and want to take them out too. And that way they're fighting each other. See? Then they're in each other's pockets. Then they're in each other's faces. While they're doing that, we nip off, have a conversation with certain individuals, get the Archbishop back. Archbishop comes back. He leads his blokes to do what it is, whatever they do in their little holy war, and we have our problem solved.
You think the Archbishop will be willing to lead against his own people?
I do, of course I do, because much like your friend, the virtual adept, what is confused at who his allegiances are, his conversation led me to believe, and the only reason I even believe this is because of what he said. See, he said not everybody believes the same way that everybody else does what is in the same group, which makes very little sense to me, but that's how it works in the Celestial Chorus. So there's folks what believe in what the Archbishop believes is the Celestial Chorus, and what believe what these crazy blokes is out of their heads. It's round the twist belief. Well, it's less of one and more of another, and well, with the Archbishop as a rallying piece, things could probably get done. But it's got to be sussed out on their terms, see. It's not as if we can reach inside and pull them up, see. But they need someone, the person that they need is the Archbishop. He should be leading things. We've got to make that happen through any sort of dodgy means possible.
So you want us to find them? We'll find the biggest one we can.
Either we find the biggest one we can, or you lot will create some sort of something what summons them out of the woodworks and makes them want to play merry hell. Because anything that's going to occlude us or cause us problems can be causing them problems too. Now,
take a side glance over at Callie.
Silent, staring, taking a sip casually from her drink.
I imagine that whatever the case, I would not agree to anything for the group of us on the spot. I would need a chance to go back and confer over it.
Mind you, it's not the only part of my plan. There's another part, but I need Kevin to help me out with that one.
Might we be enlightened, considering if it is a multi-prong
all right.
solution could affect what we do.
Now, you must understand that the thing that I'm offering is sort of like a tactical nuclear option with ramifications that I don't understand. But I think it's good that I don't understand them, or else I wouldn't think of it in the first place. The problem is the name of unborn snapper. What if there was someone what could destroy that name?
It would be an interesting solution to a complicated problem.
I thought so myself. However, there will be issues afterwards that we cannot predict.
Considering that the theft of the name alone nearly killed at least one.
Not only that, I put some feelers out for some borrowed time. I don't know if anyone's going to take me up on it, but I'll put some feelers out.
And how do you mean to borrow time?
It was stolen time, see. Okay. Thing is, way it came down to me from Samira, what got my cousin knocked off was these blokes who had stole time with this thing called the Doomsday Clock. Now that time shifted everything in Dublin. See, it was localized, it was. But think about it. Any calculation that anyone had about anything, celestial events, birthdays, anything, it's all thrown off. Everything. Because that time was stolen and or borrowed and or bent.
An interesting thought.
Now, it's not something anybody's looked into. I figure I offer 200,000 quid. Someone's going to look into it. There's got to be at least one cult of ecstasy what wants to buy a bowl of cocaine and sniff it.
There's a shrug.
I'm not talented in that particular direction because I think time's bullshit anyway. But for folks that do ascribe to the theory that time is a thing that can be manipulated and or observed and or should be, might be interested in such a thing. But that's a secondary thing. That's something I've got on the back burner. See. My primary situation is this whole Templars running around my yard doing God knows what to everyone. Because without the people of Dublin, this place is worth fuck all. And I, because of my unique heritage, is supposed to look out for the people of Dublin in my own roundabout way. So I've laid it all out.
Batman. Grinning.
This would be the part where you speak back to me and tell me what you think.
I think there are a lot of dangerously broad potholes in your plan.
Yeah, so do I. I like them. They're right where they need to be.
There are dangerously broad potholes that include the idea that agitating one of the jinn could well just send them on you instead of your enemy. And the enemy of my enemy, after all. While it can work in our favor, it can work in theirs too.
It could, but they don't got nobody with the mental flexibility to make a negotiation with these blokes now, do they? And if they capture one of them, who's to say that those people don't take it quite personal, that they've got into their own personal business, yeah?
But here's the other thought. If you agitate them and they are able to discern that you are the source of the agitation, instead of coming and looking and meeting with our enemy and becoming enemy versus enemy, they could very well come after you or us.
Well, if they come after me, and believe me, they will. I shall insert myself in the center of the most chaotic place I can and cause themselves a distraction so that the rest of you can do what needs to be done.
I don't feel that a coin flip between convenient distraction or additional enemy is especially ideal.
That's why you're the daughter and I'm the druid, then, isn't it?
That startles a toothy smirk out of her.
My whole thing is to gamble. See, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to make these things happen. I'm supposed to stir it up. That's what I'm supposed to do. So that's what I'm going to do. This is destruction, chaos, and all manner of craziness at the same time, at the most point, at the highest level. This is gambling at its best. This is what we do. Now, while I'm doing this, and this smoke screen of sheer bullshit and illusion is going on, you can get about a business of fixing things.
I feel that there is a much simpler way to fix the problem.
We don't do simple round here. It's why we have magic.
I think perhaps the fact that it takes 5 mages to cast a ritual to replace a light bulb as opposed to one that's simply getting on a step stool and doing the job is part of why we have so many problems.
Who said I was going to use any magic? I just said locate them. I was just going to have myself a conversation. Or, much like you said, they say, hey, who's looking at me? Trust me, my aura is pretty distinct.
I will promise at the very least to go and consult my cabal mate. Both of them, turning a glance to Callie, on the matter. To see if we can pick any potential victory out of this plan. But I don't play 50-50. I'm all for waiting onto a battlefield. But there's nothing wrong to be said about stacking the battlefield as advantageously as possible beforehand.
Well, some of us learn to play the game a little different. I play the game my way. You play the game your way. There's no reason we can't work together to play the same game because we're both playing it, innit?
This is true, but you're playing dice and I'm playing chess.
Chess is funny.
It is a strange game.
Well, when I mastered it, I figured I didn't like it anymore.
There's a mild shake of the head.
Never
Sure.
played chess. You can't win.
She'll begin to rouse up, tipping the now empty glass of honeyed whiskey towards him, setting it, politely aside. Is there any more to this plan? Anything else that we should understand before we make our own in regards to what you were looking to accomplish?
Oh yeah, there is that one part. It's minuscule. It's not a big deal. It's minuscule. It's a little side piece of a conversation.
She kind of takes up that, oh, you son of a bitch look, like that sigh. It just kind of does the hand gesture like, come on.
It's little. It's something. It's the tiniest little thing.
What is it?
The littlest.
What
bit.
precisely is it?
I mean,
to look.
I mean, seriously, all we really need is for the daughter of someone who has access to the celestial area of that type of place get us in contact with a particular angel is all.
Oh, is that all?
I mean,
that's a high ask. Takes a sip
it's
of a
not a
drink.
big deal. It's a conversation. I promise. It won't be difficult. She's your mom. She loves you. I promise.
And why would she be interested? And
Because
is she what he will recognize as an angel, or simply a pagan god and heretical?
No. I promise.
Why are you trying to convince a Christian to use a Celtic pantheon to believe in something?
It's not. You see, the thing is, it's a real estate type of thing. Her mom has the same real estate area, was it said angel?
Does she?
Of course she does. It's how things work.
I think there's a lacking in perspective.
I promise you, if you ask the question, you'll get the answer.
Oh, I'm sure that if I ask the question, I will get the answer. However, considering what has been done to my people and to her people, gesturing to Callie with a vague flourish of the hand, when it came to our gods, by the good Christian folk, by these devout Catholics, who thought it better to erase or demonize than to accept, I don't see how you expect them to accept this time around.
Okay, we'll play. If you want to play the wounded bird thing, I'm a druid. I'm descended from the original people. What did all the paganism around this area? You two were interlopers. Just saying.
Stands up. We're done.
Yeah, there's a sharp glance from interloper.
Well, I mean, if you want to walk off on me and be all insulted, I mean, you can, but it's still a good plan.
We're done. Simple. I'm going to interlope somewhere else.
You see, there's no reason to take it that way, but I suppose you can.
This place called Dublin was built by my people because we conquered yours and you couldn't take it back.
Well, I mean, we could thumb wrestle for it if you want to, but the point being, what we have is a problem of the now, not of the past.
Then why bring up the past?
Because there's no reason to be angry at each other over some stuff that other folks did a bajillion years ago. We have a problem now that we have to solve, not
And
them.
those same fanatical people are doing exactly as they did all those years ago, here and now.
Yeah, but the people
they're a
the people that live here ain't those people in the jack boots with their feet on our necks. No, the people that live here in Dublin is under the same problems as the rest of us is, in some manner or way. We have to protect them because ain't nobody else looking after them. If they come after mages and they see somebody, there's nothing going to stop them from knocking over a building what's got a bunch of kids in it. There's nothing going to stop them from killing anyone they want to get to us. There's nothing like that. If we get them off the streets, the people of Dublin are protected, which is what I'm supposed to do, which is protect the people of Dublin. It's a bigger issue than the shit that happened to us back in the day.
I do not bring up the past to whine over it. I bring up the past because it is simple fact that people of those faiths do not accept those of outside faiths. I don't believe for a moment that they would consider her an angel.
No, I'm not saying her act as an angel. I'm saying her get in contact. We can't get to that level, see, but your mom can. As can you if you walk through the door to get to the conversation to say, "Hey, Angel of Dublin, we need you to go talk to one of your parishioners so he can lead the people he's supposed to be leading." I'm not saying the Morrigan do it, never ever. No, I'm saying this angel can.
So you just want a game of celestial telephone.
Exactly. That's it.
We will talk over your plan. And we will get back to you. Then I will now make a decision without a talk among my cabal.
All right. Figure out, reach out for help. I have to do it on my onesies. I'll do it by my onesies.
She'll give, at the very least, a faint nod, and will actually offer out a hand. I can, at the very least, appreciate that you are willing to cross lines to try to solve a problem, as opposed to drawing extra ones where they are unneeded.
You shake her hand.
She just gives it a very business-like, not that, like, let's out-muscle each other, just, a good firm grasp and a bit of a shake. Because, let's face it, even if she doesn't agree with the plan, at least he's reaching out, which is better than she has seen from others thus far. And she can at least acknowledge that. It's only fair.
He doesn't try and keep anybody there any longer. He's just, they know what he's trying to do, but they'll either help or they won't.
I'll get back to you with our answer.
Thanks, Ed. Cheers. Free drinks for the two of you for life or whatever.
Another vague smirk. Then she'll, after releasing the hand, turn to Callie, kind of walking back, offering a hand to hand her up off the couch if she'd like it.
She stands up.
Why don't we go have a chat?
Sure.
And I imagine with that, at the very least, this pair will go ahead and be departing this fabulous and surprisingly clean establishment.
Oh, really? Will you? Mm-hmm.
That's the plan.
Oh, I'm here to kibosh plans. Oh. Okay. Cool. Ah, there we go. Sorry, my neck is now snapped, which means shenanigans are about to occur. That's how I do. All right. So as Callie and Morgan make their way through the door, or to rather towards the door proper, you will walk out, and
As in, like,
Callie,
out of the VIP room or out of the club?
out of the VIP room, you are still very much in the establishment proper. And one moment, sorry, I just have to find something. All right. Okay, so as you leave, you're going to step out into what I will lovingly refer to as the stripper column, which is basically, you know, the area in between the VIP lounge and the main floor, which is a long corridor that leads from the VIP lounge out onto the central floor. Callie and Morgan will notice sitting, plonked in the center of the floor, looking up at you, a fox.
A fox.
A fox.
A no shit fox. Just chilling.
Just chilling.
There's certainly going to be a brief glance aside to Callie that is the very flagrant. You're seeing this too, right? Look.
Leans against the wall, like, what is it now? Type stare. Like, what are we running into now?
It appears to be a fox. As a matter of fact, for political correctness, I have to change that. It appears to be this fox.
This fox in particular. As
This
opposed
fox
to any
in
other
particular.
fox.
As opposed to, there are many foxes like it, but this one is yours.
Stairs.
The fox stares back at Callie, like locks eyes with Callie and stares.
Eventually, after the staring contest of who's going to say it first, she'll eventually say, yes.
Stares.
Staring intensifies. Like, don't you fucking, you know what I mean? You know, kind of like taking a step forward.
The fox will turn and it will floof its tail in the air as it starts to pad away. But as it does so, you'll hear a voice say, you're not sure if it comes from the fox or not, and it'll say, "You're right, you know. We were here first."
Glance quirks to Callie.
Eyebrow raises.
She'll gesture after the fox in that, are we following? Very blatantly. Just the, shall we? I don't. Meh?
Just nods, like, come on, we better follow this thing. Yeah, that type of nod.
I guess we're following a
Oh.
fox through a strip club.
The fox will casually walk through the door as if the door isn't there to the strip club proper. And when you open the door to the strip club itself, it's not in the room.
Sassy little bastard. Glancing around.
Hmm.
I will now not interrupt your outros. Continue.
This is why I don't like foxes. She's look staring at the booty rocking everywhere, like staring.
Yes.
She just grumbles, looks over at Morgan. We should leave.
I suppose so. Unless you mean to take a really good eye around. I'm not sure you'd like what you'd see, really.
The hips are nice.
There's blatant amusement. I dare say the hips are the best part. Firm not. Perhaps once we are outside. A proper look across, glancing.
Not here. It's too open.
She will again just look to if Callie is game, we'll look to hook her arm. Just ever so gentlewomanly. Escort her through this lovely establishment. And on out.
In that
Anyone
case,
else?
thank you players for playing. Thank you watchers for watching. There's been another scene in Darkness in Dublin.